Oh,
Okay, welcome back, guys. So we had an issue with our. I think if you're following this in real time, there was an issue with the Cloudflare, sorry. So we couldn't we disrupted our stream, but we're back now. So um, Gideon, we're on this implementation plan, right? Hello, Gideon.
yeah. On the implementation plan.
Okay. So so we want to break down the implementation plan into phases. Avoid overloading. Yes. Okay, it's done that for us. We're still on it. We can see from the tasks that it further broke it down for us, so that's good. So we have broken this into 5 phases. We start with the foundational setup, which is the Next.js, Firebase, TypeScript, all the stuff I mentioned earlier. So we need to cover that again. So let's go to the implementation plan. So I think even this phase 1 is a bit too much for the system. So I think I can break it down into, obviously we need the app initialization. So let's just do that first. So initialize the next. Let me just make it more for it's keyboard. Okay, so it wants to run this, basically this, yes, on our shell or PowerShell, so we accept it. Okay, so it seems to be stuck while creating this, so instead of just going in circles, sometimes this is bound to happen.
No, I
And you
think
just
you're
have
supposed
to.
to accept something and check.
Yeah, I already
That's
did.
so yeah. Hmm?
It's trying to like if you say I already accepted that, so
Just
it's
click it
trying to run.
again because click it again nicely.
No, we don't. We only compiler here.
No, that was why it was so.
While we're waiting for it to install, I can just go back to my Firebase. So I'm currently creating the project on Firebase. So obviously we're using a web application. We click on web and we still use the same name. We need to change it. Or we can just link through web. Who knows, maybe one day we might build on it and do our Firebase version or something like that. So sorry, Firebase or native version. Link through web. So still in the configuration, this is why using on Firebase. We'll be using authentication. Let me set them. Let me enable that. I think we mentioned align Google services. I'll use mine. Check, okay. And we're also aligning enabling Firestore. Let's go. I don't need to change anything here. Okay, so it's currently configuring it after installation. So we just let it go through. Accept. So you're just trying to see where check out our Tailwind configuration. So why isn't Tailwind 4? We don't need it, we don't have it out here again, so I think that's what it's trying to find out. So, okay, it has actually figured it out. So it's a global CSS. So I think the application is even overzealous. I said the application, the agents. So it has gone ahead to complete the first phase instead of just phase 1.1. So let's see what it can build in this first phase. So now we're currently installing our Firebase SDK. So I'll be able to okay, so obviously it's giving us our progress updates. So it has initialized the Next.js application. So we're using Next.js 16 now. It has done the TypeScript strict mode. It has configured the TypeScript, pardon, and Tailwind CSS. It has created the Firebase config and the TypeScript types, and currently is installing the Firebase SDK. I had a sneaky suspicion that it might break because of this is a bit much for it, especially for this cloud. Hopefully not.
Is it possible to change the model at this point? Let's try maybe Gemini.
You can switch, yes. You can switch. Although every time I've tried it, there's been a bit of, but it's still not like we're perfect yet. So. Okay, now it has done the button for us, so we can accept that. It has done the inputs, we'll accept. Oh, it's created the let me not get that into that. It's just okay, so now that provided us with the walkthrough of what it has done. So we have completed our phase, like it says, phase 1 complete. So this is what we have built so far. We have built the Next.js, so we have initialized the application. Next.js version 6, the latest, that's the latest version. Then we have TypeScript 5 with strict mode enabled. Then obviously we're using React 19. For styling, like I mentioned earlier, we're using Tailwind before, which it was able to figure out after not seeing the config file, which is good. Then we've also done our Firebase config. We have initialized the Firestore, although the keys are not there yet, so we just I'll provide that. So then we have the placeholder okay, yeah, like you mentioned, placeholder config. So all we just need to do is, let me just go ahead and do this. Let me just add the TMV file here. Notes. Let's see if it can actually do this without I think that's the point of this this stream, is to see how far we can take it. So
You just want to copy and paste the information you need and let's fix it.
Although personally, I won't advise you to put your keys, send your keys to an LLM. I think you need to do it by yourself. But after this, obviously, I'm even showing the public my keys, so that means I'm deleting the project after this. But just as I won't say it's not good practice to give LLMs your secret keys. That's not smart thing to do.
And one thing I even noticed is that when setting up your EMV, this thing, it usually does not have access to EMV file.
So if I try it won't work. Okay.
Just go to the site and check. Usually there's this stop sign on the EMV file. Check if it's an EMV file.
Sorry, can you come again?
Okay, I think this one doesn't. No. I was saying like this one stuff I used this thing. It asked me if I should give it access to my EMV, and I did not give it access. So you could not access the EMV. So, but I think this one doesn't have the access.
Should I? No, I just created this. I just created this file. So should I just? Okay, let's just
try. Let's see.
As you can see, it says it's prohibited from doing that.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Let me see where it is.
Okay, want to give it access?
Yes. But I can't see. Can you see?
The git ignore. Can't see it.
Okay.
See EMV here. See EMV file. So the asterisk now, you know, it's catch all. So whether it's local,
it's everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we can do this. So, if it's in cloud, we just use Gemini back. Hopefully, it works.
Another thing is we could set the models on auto so that it just auto selects what works for it.
Sorry, I didn't get what you said. You can.
No, I was saying we could set the models on auto. So you could choose auto. So it just automatically goes between whichever works for it.
Where would I say that? So I can just. I think that will help in
Check
this.
planner. I don't know if it's under the. No, check the models. I think you can actually set it on auto. Just scroll around and go to
Nah, this
the
is others here.
bottom.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I think it's cursor that has that option.
Okay. Okay, so I just technically you shouldn't do this. Your before should always be in GitHub now. You don't want to host them on your GitHub or whatever version controls platform you're using. So obviously we have it now. So inherit.local is working. So I just need this to.
This thing you're doing, I remember before this AI thing even became very popular, and when it was just primarily ChatGPT. I think one of my tutors, like mentors, was telling us a story when he was telling us about why you should be careful with the kind of information you feed to your AI, right? He talked about how he mistakenly fed an API key to listen to an LLM that should be ChatGPT that time. So later on, he was searching for something related to API key. He used his API key as an example.
Yeah, like I'm not surprised. I think for everybody watching this, we should always, it's good practice to never ever put sensitive code or your credentials. Never send them to LLMs. It's not even if there's no, like you mentioned earlier that you were saying his key is used as an example in another instance. Even if something like that does not happen, you can have situations where it's just not like, okay, they're storing your information, because generally they save information there. I think they even give them warning. And if there's a data breach, that's why I think even most services, they'll tell you ChatGPT to not put your personal information, to try to limit it, but they can always be
data breaches.
Yeah, they can always be data breaches. The truth is, any company is breach. It happens a lot, so you have to be smart when you're building stuff from LLM. So you limit what you're doing. It's not like you'll be giving it to your credentials. Maybe if you are doing like Stripe integration, and you're not putting your Stripe credentials, you're just inviting disaster. So okay, that's done it. I think there was an error, but let's just accept this for now. And see what we've done so far. Look at the walkthrough. Okay, so we're done with phase 1, and we're currently in the second phase. So I think that's where we had an issue. So I'll try it again. Phase 2 was not completed. Before we do that, let's try running our application. Oh, this thing is running on Cloudflare instead of locally. That should not be an issue. And it is an issue. Okay, so before we proceed with finishing off phase 2, let's finish it. I think it might be linked to the issues we're saying now, which is odd, but let's.
Yeah, normally if you just, let's just leave it to finish up what it's doing, and then one it would
Yeah, because
also do the npm run, right, and then to try to fix up whatever issues it has.
so it's good to give it as much context as possible. So at
Yeah.
the end of the day, you might know so that it actually knows what you're talking about. Okay, like mentioned now, I said I've tackled the initial two tasks. I've successfully set up the middleware. So middleware. Oh, okay, so now it says it's done with the first phase. So let's accept the changes made to the landing page. This persists. Let's see. Now, instead of trying to figure it out ourselves, you can just do this.
Copy the error and use it.
Yes. Although I think, let's just try this. Sometimes it just artifacts. Okay, so I can confirm that this is an actual error now. So let me give it to. Let me just copy from there. Next.js about the providers. Before we proceed, oh, let me just have a look. Let me get rid of this. Pardon. Next down. That'll be the task. Okay, we're done with phase 2. Allegedly. So before we proceed to the third phase, running the application. Yeah. I think Gemini is currently. Let me retry this again. I don't think even need to use high for this. I can use low. Okay, now I've moved it completely. No, it's
Still shows.
yeah. I think let's be Control Shift now.
Most
Let's
of
try
the time, it could be that tailwind stuff.
Tailwind. Sorry, what?
Right? Like, you know, I think there's something I noticed about this tailwind 14, the config and all that.
You should know that there's no. Like, you know, before we had everything is now in the global the CSS. When the CSS file does not global. So you know, before we had the
Okay.
custom JavaScript
Tailwind.
file for
Okay.
CJS. Yeah. Let's just no. Let me stop this server. Or let me just delete this cache from us. What am I missing? Oh, come on. Stability is a major problem right now. Too many errors. Okay. Okay, our landing page is working is here. So I think that was just an issue.
The
If
UI doesn't look bad.
it actually looks good. Okay. So let's proceed. Okay, now we're proceeding to our third phase, into the third phase, which is I have to look at that again. It's like the admin.
Yeah, it's the admin.
Okay, admin dashboard. Into okay. Okay, so now it's I've shifted focus to the admin dashboard. So as you can see, that's why we need our tax dots. This is why it's good that we set it into phases. So now it just shows what, so it can track as well. So like this now we can track our progress. We know what has changed, what is
Yeah, what's changing?
expected to change. Yeah. And because if we had done it all in one, it would have broken things that will still be here. But now we're proceeding one by one. Even if a model fails, we still proceed to the next. Like we can just switch it. Because we're taking it one by one by one. So now it says, let me just before I see, let me see what it's done. So it's creating protected admin layout and dashboard, which is good. So let me see the touch process. It's still going. Let me wait for it to do. It's completed then. So currently it's downloading our DND kit, which we use for our drag and drop. Not sure I even mentioned that, but that's what I like to say. Yeah, accept it.
Yeah.
So even things that we had not put in our prompts, it's actually just added it to improve the system.
I think it's moving on to the next step. It has implemented the link form, so now it's trying to implement the list component.
Yes.
Play and delete.
So let's just wait for everything to go before we accept. Yeah, so far I'm really out of 5, which is the last two are just optimization and the public profile page, which is honestly very impressive. Okay, so we're currently on the link list. So scroll down so we can see that this is what it's trying to implement right now. So implementing the linked list components. And after that, you go to the drag and drop. And finally, in history, implementing Firebase, Firestore not Firebase. Just with a few more seconds. think it has frozen. But let's just give it a benefit of the doubt for a few more seconds, maybe 20 before I undo. I will leave it as frozen. Okay, I think it's frozen, so um let me just proceed without. Okay,
Change the
so we've done the
model.
first. Yeah, I haven't tried this one again. So we stopped midway.
No, the thing is, even if you give it a prompt as continue from where you stopped, it will pick up.
Uh,
Just try that.
yeah, I just like just to avoid. But okay, let's try your way. From where we stopped. Phase 3. Just an extra bit of. Okay, yeah, it actually got it.
Yeah.
This when it shows that generator working is usually a bad sign. It seems to be having network. I'm not think it's network, yeah. It appears to have hit some sort of roadblock. I think
You know why this one is taking longer? Because you opened a new chat. So it has to
yes,
analyze the whole project.
I understand. I think that's one thing they need to. Although what we usually do, at least what I usually do is when I was in Gemini CLI, is that I
Yeah.
basically after every major change, I just ask it to save it in like a Gemini.md. There's not a Gemini.md, but you get what I mean.
But yeah, yes. So that you can just refer it to that particular file and then
Exactly.
it goes through.
So you just like we're creating memory for it. So
Yeah.
that any project I'm working on, like any instance I create, I just tell it to go and read this to tell you where to check the major code that you need. So yeah, that's
So
basically
it's more
it.
like creating a local memory.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes just do documentation. If you do any major feature, you just put it in the doc folder, create it so it knows how everything works without having to go through everything. Like it just goes through that. It sees the major part, major
Document.
component, and knows what is happening. So it's very nice.
Okay, I guess it's about it wants to test it now.
Okay, let me just. Usually, I'm always
And it
against giving,
all these
like just
permissions.
giving total control. Yeah, because I like to go through it one by one.
Change the it changed the landing page.
I'm guessing it's system has light and dark mode. Like I'm
Okay, I
guessing
think
the project is that
it
also.
has light on that.
Okay, I'll need to. I think this is incognito. I just another my. I just hope it does not show my credentials, but yeah. Who knows? I don't know, I will not do that. Let's take screenshots. Sorry guys, but I need to. Okay, yeah, that works. I do also put up my. I had to type in my credentials, so I think I'll just wait. Because I can do that here. Let me even try running here again if it work. Oh, sorry, it's currently running there, so let me just wait a second. Let me check the new walkthrough. Yes. What's that? Okay, let me just show these errors before we proceed. So these are the errors I'm getting. And manually. This one. There's not. Okay, so it wants us to deploy our rules. So let me go to my Firebase console. I think we're already there. And we go to our Firestore. Open rules. So we copy our rows, that's what it says we should do. And replace here. Okay. Publish. Usually, I don't know. It says it didn't say that time, but sometimes it says takes a few seconds to reflect. I think that was instant. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I need to delete this. This looks like a completely different website now, but let's just proceed because I mentioned 1 hour, but I'm pretty sure we're closing down on the 2-hour mark by now. So, okay, getting this error.
We've exceeded by 5 minutes.
I think that's even plus this. We just came back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we even had one initially, bro. The outage.
Let me see how the dashboard looks.
Okay, so this is it. We need to. Yeah, it looks terrible. Oh,
Compared to like
the homepage was very nice, but it has come back to the.
No. You know that homepage, were we on Gemini? What model were we using?
Yeah, that was Gemini.
Right.
This is Cloud.
Cloud.
You can actually tell the difference in UI. Let's just think what we can do, although because we don't have time. Maybe there's another, maybe like another stream just to like wrap up to like a second stream. So what do you call it? Yeah, so improve on our design and perfect it. Then we can just standardize the design. Because now it looks like 2 different applications. Okay. Those are indexes. Ish. Coming. Let me copy this link. What? That's literally my profile. You know what? I'm just I think I've made a mistake somewhere. Or it's made a mistake somewhere. Okay. Okay, so our index is being built right now. So we'll just wait a few more. Okay, yeah, you can see the status here. No, I'm not creating anyone. Oh yeah, I saw this. I think it was yesterday. But let's not go into this yet. I'll look at my indexes if it builds. Okay, so we're just waiting for our index to finish building before we proceed to the public route. That's where the after you've updated your links, people can see your links. So let's just wait for this to finish building. So sorry, what's Gideon?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the program so far, at least on the stream?
Yeah, okay, so I think the capabilities of AI, it's not bad. But I think for me, I feel like in terms of helping you build logic fast, right, it helps out. But in terms of UI, I think AI still has a long way to go in terms of building UI. But however, we are also even assuming that the logic is okay because we are not even like really going face by face to check if the logic is up to standard. But from what we are seeing, it's trying.
Okay, I think that is even done with this. So let's refresh. Okay, so let's just do my portfolio. Oh, let's just my portfolio too. Okay. Let me add something else. Which other link do I have? Let's just do the same thing then. Okay, so this is where the drag and drop comes into play. The D&D kit.
Makes sense.
That's nice. Yeah, that's actually nice. Okay, I think this. Oh yeah, this will be in the next phase. So the UI looks terrible because that's the next phase. So that's good. So now let me give it context because I noticed I didn't give it enough context about what we were working on before. Yeah, because this is a new. Okay, so now we want to proceed on to the fourth phase. The public. For context, yeah. For further context, sorry. So we have the ads, code items. Let me just use this task. Oh, this is not out. Okay, yes. And we have the implementation. No. So this is the one that needs help. Rules. Let me see if this is what I'm. For the context, yeah, this is it. So, let me try this probac if it's. It's still down. Oh, it's going actually. Let me take a look at the my Firebase. Oh no, sorry. Okay, so we have the links. So we're tracking the number of clicks. We're checking if our link is still active. So that means obviously the system will give us an option to deactivate links. I'll check that out. We have the title and obviously the user ID. So let me check here. Has to be. Oh, that's new. None of this actually work, but let's just see what we're doing here. Okay. So I think you can't directly link implementation plans like what I try doing now, Gideon, if you're there, is or
Yeah, I'm
even
here.
our viewers are coming. I tried checking if, like, obviously we have the plan. I'm sorry, the tasks. I wanted to check
Okay.
if I could link the implementation plan to this, so that it knows what that one, the previous model that we're using that kept on breaking, was trying to
Yeah.
do in this phase, but I wasn't able to do that. So I just hope this one won't fail too. We're almost done. I think in the next 30 minutes we'll be done. Less than that's right. I think we can just put on this. There are a lot of features we can even add to this to make it a lot better. Like this preview now, obviously, the changes we're making here are reflecting in real time, so there's no point for having a profile preview. But we can make it in a way that's just like a document before you publish it, all the changes we want to make. Then we can create avatars, we can do stuff like that. Because I created a project that is similar to this, but I just stopped midway. One personal project, I think a year or 2 years back. So I was just checking on, I think that project was more focused on the avatars than any of that sense. So I was just, but yeah, do like this. Okay, so it has given us, this is the old implementation plan.
Okay, you're trying to link it to what we have been doing. I saw something about the conversation. You're trying to see if you can link it to the former conversation with the other.
Yes. Okay. But I just ended up just using the tasks of the previous one. Okay, this is the new one. So this is the phase 4. So our goal is to create a public facing profile page where users can share their links with the world. So we're using the username. Okay, that's good. This and then username just come up with a link in my hand. Okay. Probably not okay, so I'm just waiting for this to. I think it's broken. Doesn't matter. Let's proceed with phase 4 then. As I think it's just impossible to work with this Gemini right now. I think there's a massive queue. Or we can try. Let's just try the low.
Like a queue of people trying to use it, or here?
Yeah. Yes. I'm guessing the servers. This one is slightly different. That AI Studio, when it's in AI Studio, you don't really get issues with Gemini.
Because it's direct now.
Google Gravity is theirs. I don't know why. This is a running thing. Because before the case was that cloud was, I think when I was in Koso like a year back or something like that, see, it was the one that had issues because we could not access Koso. So that time any smart thing is just we have to switch our models. Let me have a look at the task. Okay. This one's run. Okay, we want to make it direct creation. Alright, but that one never failed. There you go. I'm not 3000, not 3001. Okay, so as you can see, it has created our 404 page for us. So that's why we saw this error here. The user that has not been created, so it's a user not found. So that's done. So I think I can try here locally. Let me sign out. So slash, I think that account was Koye. What was it? Yes, I use my username. Right. Okay. This is my username. Is it case sensitive? No, it just doesn't work. So that's in the public route here. Public profile now, a route of an account I created. Currently facing an issue where the 404 where an account I created is not working. So that's what we're trying to debug with the agents. Okay. No points in signing in here, man. No. This. Okay. So obviously that's one of the limitations. Although they are making vast improvements at the end of the day, it's still, sorry about that, it still messes it up a bit once in a while. So no, yeah, I sent it. No. Um, Gideon, you can see what is happening here.
Yeah.
It tested it, it did not work. But it's adamant that is working. Like,
I've noticed those kind of errors whereby like it would give you a prompt that okay, everything is good to go. Meanwhile, you're probably facing one serious error. Of which one side you just have to end up handling it manually. You could also check the console log, the console, and see what error is showing there that the image is not showing. Let's check the this now, see the error.
and this is just hydration.
No, just control I. Let's see the console. Maybe showing error aside from that.
Okay. So it has brought up a fix, sorry. It mentioned that it's creating a script to fix this. Then just said how to do it manually. Yes, honestly, it's hilarious.
Yes,
No,
I have created a detailed guide with step-by-step instruction.
So what'd you say?
No, I was just reading this last stuff. It said I created this.
Just trying. Yeah, still not found this. No, let me delete this user. So I think it's a terrible idea, but let me just get some. I'm going nowhere with this. Okay, this is still happening though. Okay, okay. This also requires an index. Oh, did I delete the index? Okay, this is a new one. Okay, okay. Okay, so we're just waiting for the index to build. So now let me just have a gander at this. Okay, this one is, I think we're getting there now. This is just the config. Next.js usually requires, if you're using the next.js image tag, it requires you to
define it in your
put in the but since we're using this, so let's delete this. So fix this error. Yeah. So I don't want to scroll back to the. Is there a way I can see the terminal? Because it's currently running it. But so we go in this. Let me look okay. task view. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's working now.
Oh, it's working.
Yeah.
I can. Are you showing it? Because what I'm seeing is your code.
You can't see this.
No, no, no.
I think
What
your
I'm seeing
awareness
is
is frozen up. What are you currently saying?
just code. Like after starting the Google profile photo will load.
I think it's your network. Can I just give it a second?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me add some links here. My portfolio. So that's github.com/scripts. Sign outs. Oh man, actually I just did. Can't remember the URL. So how about now, Gideon?
Still frozen.
Give me a minute and let me check.
I guess it just seems like to be my network.
I don't think it's a network. Let me try reshare. Let me just
Okay.
I need to message Mr. Harrison.
For you to share, you need to be on stage.
Yeah, it's in first. Like it froze everywhere, so that's what I'm trying to say. So can I just message him
And yeah, that's what
on
I'm
Slack?
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. That's if you response.
Apologies. I just realized that my mic was turned off. So yeah, so I was working on the yeah we're done with it. So I was working on the cleanup. So what we're trying to do now is that we're trying to let me just okay. We're trying to add these features. So we can't deactivate, we can edit, we can delete, and we cannot share. So those are the core features that are missing from the dashboard. So I've given it a prompt for that to fix all this. So it's currently investigating and then to fix it. So let me see.
I believe this is the last phase, yeah?
Yeah, this is the last phase.
Oh, this is like almost 2 hours.
Almost?
2 hours.
Yeah, I think it took more time than I expected. So. Wish there was a way to stop this, just stop it from there's a way from previewing every time, because I don't. Okay, let me check if there are any errors then. So it's saying that it has done that feature, so I should check my console if there's any error when I try sharing. But there's no change, nothing is there. So let me try this. Added the functionality, but for some reason it's not working. So let's just consider the navigator to share. And this is for mobile. Okay, for yes, then it's supposed to save it so quickly, but same thing. Note. It has even updated our UI again. So let me just do the same thing. Okay, so our functionality is completely working now. Yes, that's good. So everything is working. So we can edit. And we can delete. I'm not sure I want to do that though. But I can add the new one once. HTTPS. Okay. So this was the issue. I think it's very nice that I actually caught this. The whole components, the whole link was draggable before. So you could not actually click on these items, but now that it's just this icon that shows that there's a drag context here.
Okay.
So now we can do that. So that was very nice, very smart. Honestly, it's impressive. But yeah, so I think we are done with this. So let me just view profile. Yes, that's it. Let's make one more change here. This is just an extra. We're in the public profile page. We need to stop. Okay. Okay, let me just put it here. I know it's a small detail, but you need to use the pointer cursor for the links and remove the slide up on over animation, because this animation looks very bad. I don't think it's pointless here. So we're basically done. Gideon, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're basically done. I just wanted to add one more just to clean it. Yeah. Just this.
Is it a button to switch between light and dark mode?
I think it just uses system. It just uses the system. Because this is a different browser to the one this is just that new Chrome, but this one is dark. Oh, what was that? Yeah. All right, this is it. Then I think yeah, we're done with it. So the system now works perfectly fine. Sign out. I don't know why. Okay, I think this is it then.
I think we're good to go.
Yeah, I think we're done. So, do you have maybe anything to add before we end the stream?
No, I think so far so good. Even though I feel like to a certain point, with human intervention, it would have been faster. But I think so far so
Yeah, I
good.
think there are
You
some
did a
things.
very good
Yeah,
job.
yeah, I get you. Obviously the name of the live stream is vibe coding, so it won't make any
Yeah, yeah,
sense
I
if
get. I
we're
mean,
actually in it. So
you're
yeah,
interrupting me.
all right. I genuinely feel the essence of vibe coding is, I think we've mentioned it multiple times, is you have to know what you're doing, because it's like,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of an analogy I can use for this. It's like something you can pick up with your hand, and it won't be any hassle. You now create a machine
then
that's going to help you pick.
machine that does it for you.
Yeah, that just does the exact same thing when it's something that you can just do. And at this point, it's not even. There's some things that I feel like that it did very quickly, but it was the little things
Yeah, there are
that
some
were
things
getting
that
really. So I think yeah. So thank you everyone for joining this live stream. So I appreciate. So with that, I think we'll be done in a few seconds. So I'm in Koye. So I work as a front-end engineer here at Atop Web Tech, like I mentioned earlier. And that's my colleague Gideon, who also works as a front-end engineer here at Atop Web Tech. So thank you.
Thank you guys for joining.